Hello and welcome to another episode of the SMEFocus show, brought to you by the FactoryNOW TV team. My name is Chris Greenough and I will be hosting this brand new series which will focus on SMEs within the British manufacturing sector. Every week we will be meeting manufacturers to discuss and analyse the opportunities and challenges in these unprecedented times. I've worked in the sector for over 26 years and I'm now CCO at SDE Technology, one of the largest manufacturers of pressings and assemblies in the UK. As you can hopefully appreciate, this show is very much for manufacturers by manufacturers. I'm pleased to welcome my guest today, Oliver North, CEO at the Venari Group.
Hi Chris, how are you doing?
Not too bad, and yourself?
Yeah, very well, thank you, very well.
Good to see you. So tell us a bit about the Venari Group and tell us a bit about what you do.
Well, basically, Venari Group was only set up in late last year. We set up the company to actually acquire a 32-year-old ambulance manufacturer, a British ambulance manufacturer, which is actually the most established ambulance builder in the UK. So the Venari Group set up to acquire the business, and then as of January this year, we took on another factory to go into production of fire trucks and other specialist vehicles.
And whereabouts is that factory based, Oliver? So
we've got our headquarters, which is Venari headquarters in West Yorkshire, in Brickhouse. And then we've got the ambulance factory, O&H Vehicle Technology, is in East Yorkshire in Goole.
Okay, so you're an SME, so sort of employment levels?
Yeah, very much so. So we employ about 100 people, all ranging from coach builders, auto electricians, obviously then administrative and support staff, and we've got a really good team. Yeah, it's a good group, and we're definitely looking to the horizon for growth. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
absolutely, which is great to hear. And Oliver, how do you see the manufacturing sector will change over the coming sort of 12, 18 months? And what plans have the Venari Group and yourself in place for our exit from the EU, which is only 19, 20 weeks away?
Well, Chris, I think in terms of business growth and the business growth, obviously, subsequently, that's, we're talking about not only growth in turnover, etc., but to make the growth as manufacturers, obviously we need to employ more people. To employ more people, obviously we need to look to, before we look to wider markets, particularly in our market, we need to solidify and strengthen our home markets. If we talk about our factory in the east of Yorkshire, for example, O&H Vehicle Technology, as I said, it's the UK's most established ambulance builder. To look at the ambulance market, for example, we probably import 75% of the ambulances on the UK's roads. And to put that into some kind of perspective, I was reading a 2015 report by Engineering UK about the economic impacts into every pound spent with businesses such as ours,
Venari Group,
and yours, Chris, generates, as you know, generates £2.45 for every pound spent with a company. So then, if you look at the UK ambulance market alone, in England, NHS England state that they need to purchase around about 3,500 ambulances over the next 5 years. An average cost in terms of conversion, less the van chassis, that's in the region of about £50,000 times the 3,500. We've got 175 million. And then once you times in that 175 million pounds worth of spend on ambulances, times the £2.45. This is over 428 million pounds worth of revenue generation for the UK economy, and this is just in a tiny cottage industry, as it's called,
And this is taxpayers' money. This is taxpayers' money.
Yeah,
as well,
this is taxpayers' money as well. So, yeah, exactly. So, in addition to the 428.75 million that goes that is generated for the UK economy, all the PAYE and business tax generated on that goes back into the same pot that's funding these machines in the first place. So, I mean, we've got every single resource available to grow our own economy before we even look at the export market.
So, Oliver, what more do you think the government can do to further promote brand UK, buy British? How can we kickstart the economy?
Do you know what, Chris? I think if we're talking about kickstarting the economy, it's something that we have to do, as we're all aware. I mean, all of our businesses is won or lost via public sector tenders, and obviously we tender according to European procurement law. However, when we're talking about the price of what's procured for an imported product or something that's made right here in the UK, I find it astonishing that you can genuinely score the tender scoring is equal if we're importing something from, let's say, Germany, for example. That isn't the same price to the taxpayer, even if the upfront amounts of money are £50,000 each, for example. The economic impact, obviously, to manufacture in the UK, that generates, according to the 2015 study, £2.45 per 50,000. Or if we import these, then it goes out of the country forever. So, and then we have to recover that somewhere.
Yeah, so that's not really promoting buying British or manufacturing. And I keep saying the only way we can kickstart the economy is be making more of our own products. And it's really how we get that message to government that this needs to happen now. We can't be relying on foreign imports. So what would you say if you got the chance to speak to Boris now and tell him this is what we need as a manufacturer?
I would genuinely say we want to grow. We want to employ double the amount of people, treble the amount of people that we've got here. But we need to give ourselves a chance. We need to, these are public sector and public sector funded assets, and this is about employing families and those who are paying the taxes to fund it in the same place, in the first place. Previously, Chris, as I think I've mentioned to you before, the previous company that I founded was taken over by a huge Austrian company, actually, and they're a very good company, very good at what they do. Although I knew that, once I made that transition, I was waking up every morning and I was fighting for Austrian manufacturing over and above British manufacturing, and to know that I was deteriorating my home economy in favour of someone else's, it didn't sit right with me. So I left the comfort of it to turn around ONH vehicle technology and to drive that forward. And also to then promote a British brand rather than a foreign brand. So I'm really trying to kickstart the economy and do something. Now, you voted, did you vote Remain in the actual vote? I didn't vote Remain, even though I worked for a continental company.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought that the best thing, and I still think that the best thing was, controversially or not.
Well, it's about now we are leaving, and we are leaving in 19-20 weeks. It's about how we make the most of our manufacturing sector and what support we can go.
Yeah, so, and by the way, Chris, I'm not saying that we can't order from these continental manufacturers in any way, shape, or form, but it's all about the labour hours that's building these machines and the product. There's nothing stopping, and obviously there are thousands of continental companies who have got factories in the UK. However, I think if UK taxpayers are funding these assets in the first place, then I think to do the right thing and set up factories and British jobs and labour to build them is the natural step, really.
Yes, and as long as we're competing on price and quality, there should be a drive to buying UK, especially with taxpayers' money.
Yeah, and I always talk about the fact that I'm a huge fan of UK manufacturing. Anyway, I think we're at absolutely fantastic manufacturers. You know, the reason why 7 out of 10 of the Formula One teams are based in the UK. You know, we're excellent engineers. We're good manufacturers, and I think now's the time that, you know, we all need to roll our sleeves up and get manufacturing, because that's the way that we're going to get out of the current recession that we're now in. Fantastic.
A man after my own heart. Fantastic to talk to you, Oliver.
Great speech, Chris.
We could talk for a lot longer. That brings us to the end of another show. Thank you for watching. Look forward to meeting more of our brilliant SME manufacturers like Oliver next week. If you'd like to get in touch with the show with a comment, a suggestion, or to appear on a future episode, please email us, tv@mtd.media. So from me, Chris G @SDE, goodbye. Oliver, thank you for your time. Speak very soon.
Thank you, Chris. Speak soon. Thank you.